Now, bilateral relations between South Africa and Nigeria have often been described as, I suppose, cordial. We get along very well. But why isn't the South African government using this relationship to try and intervene?
Look, I think cordial is perhaps a generous description. I think the relationship has often been tense. And I think that it harks back to this notion of an African hegemon and who gets to claim that title in Africa. And obviously this is a position that South Africa has held up until recently, at least economically, but certainly politically. South Africa tends to be the actor globally, the go-to African actor. It's an actor that has sat on the United Nations Security Council. It's been involved with multilateral initiatives such as the COP that was held in Durban a couple of years ago. So Nigeria sees itself as being a potential contender for this role, and with the rebasing of its economy, it's now overtaken South Africa as the largest economy in Africa. So I think those tensions kind of exist. But what that also speaks to is the nature and character of Nigeria as an international actor. It is one that wants to indicate and illustrate that it is able to conduct its relations by itself. It doesn't need help from outside. And so I think South Africa takes probably a bit of a cautious view to how it chooses to engage, and would probably want Nigeria to make the first move and say, hey, could you help us? Is this something that we can cooperate on? And having said that, I think it's important to take note of the fact that the actions that we're currently seeing have been led by Western countries. So Western countries making offers for their special forces to come in and help Nigeria. The summit that was held and convened by the French government. So you're not really seeing moves coming from within Africa. And so I think it's that tension that we often see when it comes back to this notion of African solutions for African problems. And I think probably ideally that's something that is necessary, but at the same time shows that there seems to be a lack of either political will or just the right kind of ideas as how to address terrorism in Africa.
Right. I mean, Julius Malema's spoken out about it. In fact, he's called the French and American assistance in the area imperialists, and he would prefer them just to get out rather than help the situation. So there's this real tension.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been difficult when we look at Western interventions in Africa. There's a sense of people thinking, well, what is their interest? Why are they doing this? It's not out of the goodness of their hearts. And certainly from the American perspective, I was reading this morning that there's some commentators who have the view that this is actually good for AFRICOM. It gives AFRICOM the opportunity to actually entrench itself in its activities in the African region. So I suppose from that perspective, it does grant some opportunities. And at the end of the day, it comes down to the Nigerian government. I mean, we can talk about state weakness in Nigeria, but Nigeria is still a state. It's still it has an active government, and it's a sovereign state. And so that means we have to take the lead from Nigeria. And foreign countries, be it the West or be it African states, can't go into Nigeria and impose a solution. Nigeria has to take the lead. They have to say, this is what we want to do. Or what are your suggestions? They actually have to come to the table and be the first one to make that move.